everyone. So a while ago I saw a lot of people posting a video of how they did their makeup in middle school and high school. I thought it would be really fun to do that too. So for middle school, there are 3 looks that I can distinctly remember doing. When I was in middle school, I was obsessed with this catalog called Alloy. I would order clothes and accessories from there. I don't even know if they're still around anymore, but the style I remember that was really popular when I was in middle school were shirts with bell sleeves. This is like the closest thing I could find that I own now that has like a bell sleeve. I mean, this isn't quite right, but basically it was a sleeve and then the end would be kind of like this. Does anyone remember the movie Crossroads with Britney Spears? I think there's a scene in that movie where she's singing on stage or something and she has a shirt with like really exaggerated big bell sleeves. So kind of like that, but maybe not that big. One shirt in particular that I can remember was kind of like a wrap style, like V-neck, and it was kind of like this color, maybe a bit darker, and then it had really big like bell sleeves and it was kind of like a stretchy material. I really liked that shirt. Another thing I ordered from that catalog was a pack of jumbo eye crayons. They were bright colors like blue and green and pink and orange, and they had glitter in them. So I don't have anything quite like that. The closest thing I have is this Avon jumbo crayon, so I'm going to be using that for my look. But first let's start with the hair. So when I was in middle school, one popular hairstyle was using a clip like this. So side part and then just kind of twisting it. And then clipping it with this. Yeah, like that. And then yeah, like having some pieces in the front maybe sometimes. And then maybe taking like metal clips like this on the sides. Not this big, but this is the only one I have like that, so we're just gonna put that there. So something like that. And then for makeup, like I said, I used this jumbo eye stick. I didn't use anything else. I don't think like foundation or stuff like that really became something until high school, so I just took this jumbo eye pencil and I used it like eyeliner, and I thought I looked really cool. So let me try and do that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, something along these lines. Of course, my face wasn't this blotchy when I was in middle school, but that's okay. Didn't use mascara. I don't remember using mascara or really anything else. Maybe a lip smackers on my lips, and that was pretty much it. So that is look number 1. Look number 2. So for this look, I have concrete evidence of this look because I wore it to one of my middle school portraits. So let's start with the clothes. So what I was wearing was like black dress pant kind of pants. They were fitted in the hips and the thighs, but they kind of flared at the bottoms, like chunky platform shoes. And for the shirt, I was wearing a baby blue shirt. It was 3/4 length sleeve, kind of like a lace material, and then it had a built-in like tank top underneath. Now let's do the hair. So for the hair, this was like super popular. So like a lot of girls were wearing their hair like this. Just wait. So you would take like a section from the front. Okay, so then we would take another hair tie, tie these 2 ends in the back of the head, like right above the neck. You would take that little ponytail and just tuck it into your regular ponytail. So something like that. This looks terrible. Also at that time, baby blue eyeshadow was like super popular. I owned like 2 of them of like the same color. One was from Wet n Wild. It was like a roll-on one. And then the other one was, I think, from NYC, and it was like a pigment, and you would screw the cap off and it had like a built-in brush. I scoured my collection looking for a baby blue eyeshadow, and I think this one from this Urban Decay Vice palette is pretty close, so we're just gonna use that. So I don't remember exactly which one I'm wearing in the picture, but yeah, I would just dust it all over my eyelid. I feel like this eyeshadow is a little sheer. The one I'm wearing in the picture I think is more pigmented, but whatever, something like that. And then the other thing that was super popular was clear lip gloss, and I did own one from Wet n Wild. It was like a squeeze tube one, but honestly I really didn't like wearing lip gloss. I still don't really like wearing lip gloss, so instead what I would do is I would just lick my lips. Yeah, I would lick my lips to make them shiny like I was wearing lip gloss. I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much the look I'm wearing in that picture. Any of you wear your hair like this? Look number 3. So before we start, please excuse my red eye. It is hay fever season here in Japan, and it's like particularly bad this year, so my eyes have been so dry and itchy and watery at the same time, and I accidentally scratched it or rubbed it a little too hard, and now I have a burst vessel, so that's what that is. But anyway, so for my last look from middle school, this is the kind of look, like my default look, like a look that I consistently wore throughout middle school. I mean, I would try like the trends for a little while, but I would always go back to this kind of look. So sneakers, jeans, and then a fitted graphic shirt with either a sweatshirt on top or a long sleeve shirt underneath, or just like a long sleeve shirt. And the long sleeve shirt usually had some kind of stripe or a couple stripes across the chest. Yeah. Okay. And then for hair, now this was way before messy buns were a thing. Messy buns weren't really a thing till I was in college. Yeah, I'm old. So I would wear my hair in a bun, but it wasn't a messy bun. So basically what I would do, I mean, it was kind of like a messy bun, but not really. So I would first like get a ponytail, and then I would take a hair thing. Actually, in these days, scrunchies were still a thing, so this actually would have been a scrunchie, but I don't own a scrunchie right now, so let's just pretend that's a scrunchie. So I would take the scrunchie and I would like pull my ponytail almost, and then it's like folded, and then I would kind of fold it again like that. Just keep folding it, and then yeah, have a bun kind of like this, something to that effect. Yeah, something like that is what I would do. And then maybe put some clips here, a clip there maybe. Now for makeup, when I was in middle school, like towards the end of middle school, one thing that started to become really popular was eyeliner and just putting it on the bottom. And I did try that for like a week, but I couldn't really get into it. I felt like it just made my eyes really small. I don't know, I didn't really like it. So what I would do is I had a quad of eyeshadow. It was a purple quad with different colors of purple in it. I think it was from Maybelline. I honestly don't remember. But the purple I would use was like a darkened, like blackened plumish color. So I'm going to be using Like the kind of similar color I could find is like this one from this Makeup Revolution palette. So what I would do is I would take the eyeshadow, I would take a sponge tip. The quad came with a sponge tip that had a pointed one, just like this. So I would take this, I would take the eyeshadow, and I would kind of smudge it underneath my eye, you know, to kind of fake eyeliner. Okay, something like that. I feel like this is a little bit harsher than I used to do it, but you get the idea. So I really liked this look. I thought it looked really cool, smudging the eyeshadow underneath instead of using an eyeliner. And I specifically remember one time I was doing this like before school started in the bathroom, or I was reapplying, and a girl walked in my grade and she was like, "Are you putting eyeshadow under your eye?" And I was like, "Yeah, a little bit." And she was like, I just said, "Well, I like the way it looks." And she wasn't having it, but I feel like nowadays, like putting smudging eyeshadow under the eye is like not uncommon, but I did it when I was in middle school. I thought it was so cool. Anyway, the other thing I had was a metallic purple lipstick. Now, I don't specifically remember wearing the lipstick to school, but I definitely wore it like on the weekends. I was obsessed with this lipstick. I think I even went through like 2 tubes of it. I loved it so much. So I don't have a metallic purple lipstick now, so I'm just gonna try and recreate one with like a lipstick and an eyeshadow, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna put this on first. I'm gonna tap over it with an eyeshadow from this palette again, this Belle Violet shade. Hopefully we can get a similar look, but let's see. Oh gosh, this definitely takes me back. I don't remember what brand lipstick was. I'm thinking maybe it was from Maybelline also. I remember it was in a tube that was gold, like the actual lipstick tube was gold. It had the letters PM on it. The bottom where you twisted was black, and then the cap was clear. But yeah, I don't specifically remember what it was or what it was called. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Oh my gosh. This is kind of like my unique makeup look, you know, when I started kind of like experimenting, trying to find my own look. But yeah, I don't think I used mascara at that time. I think maybe I tried that stereotypical one from Maybelline, the pink one with the green cap. I think my mom had that. Maybe I tried it, but I didn't like it. I don't know. I don't ever really remember using mascara. So those are the very distinct looks I can remember from middle school that I wore. Now let's get into high school. High school. So my high school experience wasn't that bad. I did have a few good friends, but it wasn't the greatest either. I think mostly because I was really self-conscious. When I started high school, that's when I went through puberty, and instead of getting boobs, I got a butt. A big butt, which I still have to this day. Now, this was before Kim Kardashian and all of that, making big butts popular. But yeah, my brother would constantly give me a hard time about it, like just always making fun of me for it, calling me nicknames like fat ass, wide load, lard ass. Like there have been even times where I went to go sit in a chair and he would be like beep 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 beep, you know, like the truck backing up. You know, and I don't really remember anyone contradicting him, so I just kind of assumed that everybody would think that way, that I was some kind of freak. When I started high school, I was a size 1. So I was a stick. I was super skinny, but I had a really, really big, unproportionally sized butt. Like there was over a 10-inch difference between my waist and my hips. So like, yeah, I was really thin, but really big butt. So if you have kids that are giving each other a hard time, maybe tell them to knock it off and tell your kids they're beautiful every once in a while. Honestly, I think everyone needs to hear that they're beautiful every once in a while from a loved one. Anyway, that's so not the point of this video. Because I was self-conscious, I didn't really dress trendy. For girls at that time, tight clothes were really in. Like low-rise pants, tunics, you know, the belt around the waist, that kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, boots, like the Robin Hood look. Whatever. Anyway, so I was really self-conscious about my butt, so I tried to hide it. And so I wore a lot of skater clothes because they were really baggy. I stole a lot of clothes from my brother. So I wore baggy pants, like really oversized sweatshirts that would go past my butt. Like no fear. I was really obsessed with Roxy. I loved Roxy. Like I had a Roxy sweatshirt that kind of looked like this, but it was a zip up and it had a Roxy logo on the back. I had fitted t-shirts from Roxy, Billabong, Vans. Oh, I loved Vans. I had a pair of Vans shoes that I loved so much. They were black and they had like, they were like the iconic Vans style with the line, V line on the side, but they were blue. The line was blue instead of white. So that's how I dressed, at least for like the first 2-ish years of high school. And as for hair, I pretty much wore my hair in a ponytail every single day. I honestly cannot remember a day I did not wear my hair in a ponytail. I played some sports in high school, like soccer and track, so I couldn't really do anything crazy with my hair. As for makeup, I do remember trying to experiment with other kinds of makeup other than just eyeliner. I was starting to get into foundation, or at least trying to, but at the time, they didn't make a good color selection, so like any foundation I ever tried was always way too dark, way too orange. It just looked stupid on me, and too dry. Like I have dry skin, it always looked too dry, so I kind of gave up on that. I don't know. I think I remember trying some liquid foundation from NYC. There was like maybe this CoverGirl one that was in a compact, like blue, long compact. I forget what it's called. Like Aqua Smoothers or something. I forget. And then like Dream Matte Mousse I think came out, but that was maybe later. And then they came out with another version of the Dream Matte Mousse, but it wasn't mousse, and it was in a like flatter jar, wider and flatter. It was a different texture. It was like Dream Matte Cream or something, I forget. I tried that too. It all just looked dumb on me, so I kind of gave up on that. So the first couple of years of high school, I would wear a black pencil liner on the top lash line. Now, I don't have a black eyeliner in my collection now, so I'm going to use this charcoal one, and then I'm going to go over it with black eyeshadow. Hopefully that will give us the same effect, but we'll see. I honestly don't remember what I used. Definitely like either NYC or Wet n Wild, you know, those really long, hard as a rock pencils. And then there was like this with red packaging. It was my mom's, and I started using it. It was like from Avon or CoverGirl, I forget, but it was hard as a rock. So we would do the, you know, the lighter trick. I'm sure everybody did it to like kind of make it softer. Yep. I did that. As for mascara, I don't really remember using mascara again. I know in high school I did have like those train cases from like Kmart that had like no name brand makeup in it, like eyeshadows, lipsticks, blushes, like everything. I don't remember really using everything in there. maybe I used the mascara from there. I don't really remember about mascara. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I would do like every day, just eyeliner. So that's look number 1. So for the second half of high school, I was coming to terms a little bit more with my body, and I started dressing more fashionable or trendy. So some of the trends that were really popular around that time were like v-necks like this, but with lots of layering. So you'd wear like a regular cami, and then a lace cami, and then a v-neck, or like a pattern tank top, and then a solid tank top, and then a shirt over the top, like either a v-neck or scoop neck or whatever. Also, another thing that was really popular was baby doll shirts. So baby doll shirts were basically, it was kind of like tight under the chest part and then flowed out, kind of like an empire waisted dress if I'm not mistaken, but it was a shirt. And then the ones that I had in particular, usually like the sleeves were not 3/4 length, but a little bit longer than short sleeve, like right above the elbow. I specifically remember having a really bright yellow one, and I would wear a teal tank top, teal lacy tank top underneath it. I also had an orange one from Hollister, and I wore a brown tank top under that. So yeah, those were really popular. And then yeah, still I think like low-rise boot cut jeans were still kind of the thing for jeans. When I was a senior in high school, the Victoria's Secret pink brand started becoming a thing, and people were wearing pants from there, and it would say pink on across the butt. So I never partook in that because I didn't like it. Was not a fan of that trend. As for makeup, this was when liquid liner started to become a thing, and I will never forget the first time I saw someone wearing liquid eyeliner. I was in homeroom and a girl walks in and she has liquid eyeliner on, and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Like, it makes her eyes look amazing, like so black and clean and sharp. And clearly a lot of other girls were thinking the same thing, because they all swarmed her and asked her like, oh, what's on your eyes? What's on your eyes? And she said, it's liquid eyeliner. And I was like, I need to get that. So I did. To be honest, I don't really remember like the first liquid liner I ever tried. If you watched my video of top 5 worst products I've ever used, one of them was a Wet n Wild H2O proof liquid liner. That's one of the first ones I tried. I don't remember the exact first one, but that was definitely one of the first ones. I remember using a CoverGirl one that had like, it kind of looked like this, but this cap would screw off, and it had a really hard felt tip. The one I can recall that I really liked that I would repurchase over and over again was the Maybelline Line Stiletto. I loved that. But I don't remember if that was high school. I think that might have been college. I don't really remember. It's been a long time. I would put it on the top, and you know, doing wings or anything like that was not a thing, so just a line across the top. Oh, I forgot about hair. So before I do the eyeliner, my hairstyle was pretty much the same as it had been. Like I said, I pretty much wore a ponytail like every single day of high school. The only difference was towards, I think actually my sophomore year, I got side bangs, like side swept bangs that were cut around here. And I had those all the way up until recently. I only started growing them out. So I'm trying to grow them out, so they're actually quite long, like down to here now. So I just kind of pinned them back, and we can just pretend that they're cut right here. Okay, now let's put the eyeliner on. Now, when I was in high school, YouTube, I think YouTube came out, but it wasn't like it was today where there's all these like how-to videos, or at least the how-to videos were not popular. Like people were just watching sketch things like that shoes video and muffin video. There weren't really any makeup tutorials or whatever, so yeah, I just kind of had to figure things out for myself. So I feel like when I did my eyeliner, it was probably like just a thick block. Like I didn't have any good technique or anything. But whatever. I think that's good enough. It gives you the idea. And again, I wasn't wearing face products, nothing really else. I think I started wearing mascara. So the mascaras that I really remember using a lot were the Maybelline Falsies, the Maybelline Lash Stiletto, and there was a CoverGirl one in an orange, like orange fat tube. I don't remember what it was called. Again, I don't remember if it was high school or college that I was using those, but those are the ones I can remember that I would use consistently that really stick out in my memory. I don't have any American Drugstore mascaras, and this is the one I have open, so I'm just gonna use this and, you know, whatever. So that's how I did my makeup in high school.